But yeah, I mean, Americans, that's probably their biggest flaw is that they can't see that a mixture of like, you know, socialism and capitalism would work best, I think, because socialism is easily smeared and basically synonymous with communism. And yeah, people seem to think that all we need is sort of I don't know. We could obviously have regulation, and if it was upheld, it would work. But people get greedy. Humans are greedy when they get that much power, and um, it seems to be that they can make laws that stop unions. So they stop people from
Hmm.
forming unions, and they can find a way around regulations and have those regulations apply to their competitors. And so yeah, the smaller people suffer with bureaucracy and permits and money and things like that. While the big players, end up doing these egregious crimes, but either getting bailed out for it and or just paying the fine, but the profits they make will way outweigh the fine that they had to pay. So yeah, and yeah, I guess they're just not interested in the concerns of regular people. I mean, I know it's cool that we get to go to Mars and we're thinking about putting oxygen on Mars, but like Elon Musk might be fixated on something like that because it is a way to say, hey, look, the human race is going to continue centuries into the future. But I feel like we could use that money and resources and intelligence to kind of help people and have discussions here on Earth. Otherwise, we're just going to be
Exactly.
going and creating the same, crazy, stupid mentality and problems in, all around the galaxy. Um, yeah, so people, yeah, who have lots of money and wealth are definitely detached from what regular people need. Mm.
No, and I'm pretty sure that Elon Musk's plans to, colonize Mars, um, because I think when you do that, you are assuming that, we don't care about our planet, that it's better to move to another place. And also, I'm quite sure that he doesn't intend to take 7 billion people, to there.
Yeah,
I think the ones who will go there are the ones who have money,
yeah. It's a little bit
and
like a novel that I read years ago by a guy named Ben Elton. I think the book was called Stark, and yeah, the rich people gathering together to fly themselves to another planet, and basically saying that they were the ones that had given everybody everything, so they were the ones who were most precious and deserved to be saved and sent away. So, and then it's a bit like the Davos meeting. Have you heard of this Davos, where the
yes,
rich
yes, hmm,
yeah, they get together and I guess from what I've heard, make plans to for the entire world, like how we're going to progress. But all of these plans, of course, don't have anything involving things that will hurt them. Like they really do see themselves as the saviors, yet at the same time, don't see their blind spots, and they're not going to give like massive tax cuts to themselves and things like that. Um, yeah, it's just like this self-righteous inherent feeling that they are the moral arbiters and the most knowledgeable, ethical people who ever lived. But that's not the case, in my opinion. Mm.
and beautiful talks everywhere, and you mentioned also something about, you know, um, what Bill Gates, convinced Oxford University, to, instead of giving the know-how to produce the vaccines freely, they partnered with, a private company. And before the pandemic, we already had centuries of inequalities, inside countries, but also, in between countries, and with that, the ones who are able to get the vaccines are the richest ones, while the countries that have been hit, hardest are the poor ones that
Mm.
don't have, money to buy the vaccines. And also, when you go to the USA or another country like Canada that has bought vaccines, to vaccinate its population, by 5 times. I mean, what's the necessity of that if you have enough resources, to buy all of that quantity, why not, giving, or at least selling at a lower price to a country that needs most, and again, we are not, or we will not solve, the inequality problem that we already have.
Yeah, or if you can use that money to do something like that, why can't you use the money to give people healthcare? And like a little bit of investigation from the ordinary person would obviously help, and there is personal responsibility, because you would find that actually it's cheaper than the system that they have now by a long way. If everybody was like chipping in, and they could have universal healthcare. But yeah, again, it comes down to that sort of like socialism, capitalism thing that they don't want to talk about. It's why they weren't giving any sort of UBI payments, any relief payments to people throughout the period of the pandemic. So while people suffer and have to still pay rent to these banks that would get bailed out anyway, yeah, big companies can buy the homes that the landlords own, and then the homes that you own. And yeah, I think I said last time that you'll probably have a situation where you have in some other places in the world where big buildings are being made, but you have homeless people on the other side of the street, and there's just watching these empty rooms that someone could be inside. So yeah. Anyway, another depressing discussion, but it was
No,
good.
no, no, no. I love our conversations always, and I'm really looking forward to meet you again. And no, you talk about things that I like to talk about. So thank you so much, Brian.
Thanks, Gabriel. Next time.
Bye. See
Yeah.
you.